It's the time of year when everyone's making cookies and brownies to take to holiday parties and doing lots of baking. And I started thinking, is there a way to make chocolate chip cookies a little bit healthier? I think there's a few obvious substitutions, like using extra virgin olive oil or dark chocolate. Of course, everyone knows dark chocolate. The darker it is, the better it is for you. But then I started thinking what to do about the white flour. If you've been watching these videos long enough, you know that I like to use homemade nut flours. And in the past I've used cashew flour as a really mild substitution because cashews don't overpower anything you're trying to make. But you can't just straight up substitute white flour for nut flour because there's nothing to hold the cookie together. So in playing around, I found that you can pretty much use half and half. You can go all the way up to half. So I'm going to use half the white flour and half cashew flour. So in making these substitutions, I found that not only is it slightly healthier, but it's actually my new go-to recipe for chocolate chunk cookies. To make any nut flour, you just put what you want in a blender and grind it until it becomes a really fine powder-like consistency. So to start my dry ingredients, I'm doing a cup of this raw cashew flour and a cup of regular flour. I'm using white flour, but if you can find whole wheat pastry flour, that would be my ideal. 2 teaspoons of baking powder. 3/4 cup sugar. I like to use this organic cane sugar because I like the color and texture, but you could use any kind you like. I also like a half teaspoon of cinnamon, but that's optional. Just mix these together to get out any of the lumps and get them ready to add the wet ingredients. I'm just going to add the wet ingredients right on top. Half a cup of olive oil, a 1/4 cup of water, and a teaspoon of vanilla. And then mix it all up. And then add as much chocolate as you want. And then form them into cookie shapes really, really fast. And then these go in the oven, 350, for about 10 to 12 minutes. And when they're done, you just want to make sure to let them cool for a few minutes before you try to move them. So there are our chocolate chunk cookies with cashew flour. For me, this made about 2 dozen. And now there's only one logical thing left to do. Delicious.